Good morning, guys. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I am on the hotel Wi-Fi, so we'll see how good this goes. But traveling is fun. And yeah, we'll get back to the price action here and just kind of dive right into it. My portion is going to be pretty quick, maybe 5 to 7 minutes at most. It's going to be a review of what we covered a couple days ago. So if you guys are following along, you should have been well prepared for this move, actually. So yeah, let's hop into it. Max, anything to add before we share the screen and get rolling?
You Americans think traveling is going in the same country.
What's that?
That's all I've got to add. You Americans think traveling is going to the same country.
Yeah, we do, mainly because I'm going to
A lot of you don't leave.
Well, our country is pretty large. I don't know if you know what that's like being from the UK, but yeah. All right. Anyways, guys, let's talk about price, as that's what you're all here for. You can see that we have our key low at 28,726.50, 28,487. 487 was the level I left you with, 28,048, and then 27,202 with these two lines right here as support at 26,724.50 and 26,605. Okay, so this is our yearly pivot backed up by the overall low at 26,605 that we talked about. If taken, we were treating this as support, as this was support until it's not. This is the area that could be tested, and if tested, we do need to see this gray box here hold as support. Now, what you'll notice is if we got above 28,000, which was at the time the point of control, if you guys recall, we were looking to take this to a new high potentially. We essentially were saying we're looking to expect a new high. This is our resistance zone that needs to be closed above in terms of a material close, like a daily or a weekly candle. And it still looks that way on the weekly time frame. If you look here, 28,487 is your weekly, I wouldn't call it SFP level, but more of like a breaker level, showing you that above this level, things are not good in terms of looking for longs. Let's put it that way. You're longing into resistance at that point where supply has been entering the market, where people are trying to build short positions. So not something you really want to see if you're looking bullish. Now, in terms of the low time frames, previous week open still extra key. Main reason being, you go down to the hourly. You made this new high and you've come back and back tested this basically to the dollar. Now, this is a dual level in this case. So a very simple way to look at this is that you have our open right here of the week. You could very easily box this off as the Monday high and the Monday low, right? And we've come into the Monday low. We've come into our overall low right here of the range that we've set in, and our yearly pivot, providing us really good support. There used to be a blue box here, and there used to be a blue box up here, right? If you guys recall, we had two blue boxes, and we were just trading this box to box, and that would have suited you very well for multiple trades. Box one, box, 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 box. How many trades could you get out of that? Quite a few. And it would have been very, very simple for you to take these, even if you're not getting all of the move. It's between 5 and 7%, even if you're only catching some of it. There are a couple of guys in the group that did. Shout out to Right Way. As soon as we reclaimed 27,202.50 off of this move, if you weren't long already, this was the area to start getting long. I'll show you why on the volume profile, right? So you can see here 27,202.50 from just a structural level. We'll get rid of this real quick. Resistance, 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 flipped into support. Your move up is now being had. If you were tracking this from a market structure volume profile, which you certainly could have, this is the same volume profile I've been showing you guys for quite some time now. We'll go to this candle here, and we will not extend that to the right. And what you'll notice is this is your value area low, basically developing. And as we come into the range, what do you notice? 27,202.50 aligns with the value area low. So our structural resistance that we identified using candlesticks lines up nicely with the range. Now, the point of control was the previous week open. Up until recently, it did shift down. So these are simultaneously, dual high volume nodes, which this is a pretty nice looking range, very nice bell shape, D shape, however you want to word it, where you can tell that, good amount of volumes coming in and then tailing off towards the highs, right? So that's just letting you know that there's more than likely going to be a range set in. And then as you're coming up to these highs, if they're giving you signals, whether it's in the order flow or market structure, to begin looking for longs at the bottom and shorts at the top, you've got a nice range to be put in here. So that's kind of how I've been viewing this and how I've been trading it. I did take these longs here. I did close out at the point of control because I didn't want to be sitting in positions while I'm on planes. I am still long from 16.6 though, kind of just sitting on that position, waiting to see what's going to happen in that case. So the day trades have had to wait a little bit here, but it's been providing you guys with ample opportunity. You've now cycled the range. You're coming back into it. This is the old point of control, and if lost, I would be targeting the now new point of control coming in right around 27,400. If you were to take a look at this from a standpoint of Fibonacci, it's also your gold pocket. This to me, as long as price is living below $28,487, you start closing 4-hour candles below this, regarding it as resistance. That $400 move down to 28,048 is coming, but after that, I am expecting anywhere from 27.5 down to the bottom of the range, potentially at 27,202. Also, the point of control coming in that region, so it would remain range bound, and you would effectively have swung fail this high. And so then we play the game again, is will we bounce in this region or not? And nobody truly knows, but we know that we have a good range here. If this box right here up at the top is resolved on material daily closes, without a, failure to push, we're expecting to see, these numbers up here, much higher valuations. It's got a few more lines on it, so you have to excuse me. But if you claim the blue box or you claim the gray box that I just outlined for you, you are looking up towards 29,873, 30,069, 30,169. Very interested in gauging that reaction for a tradable area. But realistically, I do think that if we resolve this consolidation under resistance, like at that time, that's what it would be. I do think this would be potentially a pit stop in line with pushing higher to like 32, 33K still. Otherwise, I am trading this as a range until the range gives me what I want to see to the upside. I'll be looking to short up here and long down here accordingly. And I think that it would be beneficial for everyone to kind of do so. Looking at the sessions that are coming to an end soon is going to be our March and our Q1 session. If you guys recall, those are ending. You can see that we're coming up to close to the top of the regression here, lining up nicely with these NPOCs from Q2 in 2022. And a weekly naked point of control up there as well, along with some horizontal resistance we covered last week. And now we can see, again, 27,202.50. That was our key level for triggers for upside if reclaimed. We can go and probably get rid of that level because the value area low of our structure range comes in there so nicely. And you can see that even though this looks a little messy, that if you were to break down from the 12M1 here, the yearly pivot at 26,724.50, that's when things start to look like, okay, probably going to go ahead and see 25,222, 25,351, that little window there. The previous week EQ is actually not the previous week EQ anymore, so I'm going to go and hide it. I need to update this a little bit better now that we've put in a more of a high time frame range up here. And we see what we get. Not concerned until this level is lost. So once you start breaking below 26,724.50 on an actual breakdown, I would then start to consider this probably a move back into 25K as a pit stop before more than likely coming in much lower into maybe even potentially the September high at 22,810 at that quarterly POC. And then you do have your 6M1 from 21, which is your 6-month level of average level from 2021 that we used very, very effectively over here in this price action. Right? That is the POC for March. So March is trying to put in a higher point of control before leaving this range. So we'll see if it's here at this previous week open right here at 28,048. Would be good for the range to shift up and that POC to do so. But if it doesn't, and we see the things below 26,724.50 that we need to see, I do start targeting the September high and the 6M1. I do think that you have the potential to bounce out of this zone. Don't get me wrong, it is there. However, this becomes my focal point of interest at that time. So that's how I'm looking at Bitcoin. It's very simple. The high time frame plan is what we just went through. The low time frames, we need to see 28,487 become support and live above this range. If we can do so, well, things look good. If you start breaking back into the range, this previous week open at 28,048 does become the next area of interest. And if lost, I do think you have another $6, $7, maybe even $1,000 down dip back into support. So trade the levels for what they are, guys. Don't overexpose yourself if you can, and take the trades that are available. Max was telling me before the stream he missed the short from up here. He said it was a hard one to catch. It sounds like it was pretty fast. So I wasn't around for that, but I did want to see, is this, yeah, it's not even a swing fail technically, unlike the 1 hour. So it would have been kind of tough probably, but I'm all done. I'm going to turn it over to Max. Hopefully you guys could hear me okay and the sound wasn't horrible. If it is, I apologize. The Wi-Fi here is garbage.
Okie dokie. Yeah, so I'm just initially going to go over what's occurring right now because for those of you in the group, I've given 2 banging little trades today. This one I've just TP'd on. It was a long from the gold pocket and the daily open. So this is what I posted in the group. It was a short from here because, this was a difficult one to get in, if you ask me. We were looking at it live and on the stream. And to be honest with you, it was a real difficult one. I said I was going to go over what's going on here. I'll do this quickly and then I'll flip over. So here we've had some positions changing hands and you can really see it on the 1 minute, which I know is horrible for the people that are not day traders. But if you go to the 1 minute and zoom in, you can see here, some minor positions changing hands. And right here at the bottom, 8 million negative delta on 1 million positive open interest. So it means shorts have come in and positions have changed hands. Great. There are 2 things you want to see. Then as soon as you got back above the daily open, you can see you've had a delta switch up on the 1 minute. Buyers still coming in. You got some high percentages, and I TP'd at 284.80. Magic can vouch for me. I said that was my TP just before the stream. So stop loss, above entry now, and then you can sit and wait. It might come back and stop me, but who cares at this point? But yeah, the short was really nice. If I go back to the 5 minute, I'll work my way back through the day, and then I'll go over what I'm kind of expecting now. So the short was really nice for a few reasons. You had, what did you have? You had the gold pocket here. It was the high that was made shortly after. So you could trade it as a swing failure pattern if you wanted. You could see you got buyers coming in and failing to really do anything. And they were quickly put underwater, and it was a pretty simple trade. And on the second attempt of it, you actually got, it wasn't quite bearish divergence, but it was close enough for me to be comfortable in sitting in the trade and not putting my stop loss to entry on this one, because this is in a region where I was looking to. Hang on, I just need to manage something. For some reason it set my full amount of my position size for the it didn't adjust, but yeah, sorted. Okay. I lost my train of thought. But yeah, this one was a pretty neat short to get into. Simple stuff. You really, honestly, trading isn't hard. It's only hard if you make it hard. Quick gold pocket pull, swing fail of this high that was there, and it was pretty nice and easy. But let's go over the actual high, because I've said it's pretty mid if you ask me. So if we zoom in, the only way I would have said that you could take this short realistically is when you trapped these longs. It's the only way that I can look at it and really say that it was possible. It gave you pretty much no time. As soon as it came below the level, it absolutely floored it. And it was a very fast move, and there wasn't much real negative delta up here for me to be like, okay, now the selling's coming in, it's really pushing it down. It was kind of mid, and the fact the volume at the top here was pretty mid as well. No finished auctions. It's not the strongest of highs, is what I'm trying to get at. So when I saw it, I was thinking, if I take I don't know why this is doing this to me. Oh, XO. Always not thinking. Zooming me back. And yeah, it was just pretty lackluster at the top there. So for me, it wasn't a short initially, but I did mention, don't stress if you do miss it, because I missed it. But the shorts come, and now I'm sat in a comfortable short. I'm still in that position, and the long I'm still in. It didn't quite tap me out, but it didn't adjust my stop loss. So still in that. This isn't as big a position size than the short. Reason being is, 1, the short's my hedge, and 2, I really like the weekly open. So no matter what we're discussing here, it's we're bullish as long as we remain above the weekly open, to be honest with you. So the weekly open's down here. If you start to lose that, we went over these yesterday, but you do have some single prints below it. Where are they? They're here. So you got some single prints below it. I really, if we do, lose the weekly open, it's really not a good look for price action if you're bullish. So yeah, weekly open is really key. So I am going to be trading smaller position sizes on the longs, strictly because I don't want to get caught out if it does come and come down to that region. I'd rather take a trade from here and then it go up than me taking huge positions here with big stop losses. And ultimately this is where I'm looking for price to come to with my short. But yeah, as long as we remain above that, it's pretty bullish. You've got a PVA all the way to the top there. Let's go to the 5 minutes so we can see it, because we know these PVAs love to get closed. So that is also another setup there. You've got the 2021 open. It's also the previous week high. PVA closure would be up there. So you can expect a move to come and close this at some point. It might not be today, might not be tomorrow, but when you have these PVAs, they often do get closed, especially on the the lower term timeframes and in today's stuff. So yeah, expecting us to come and really test this as resistance. And if we did, that would make me really bearish if we rejected from here. The gold pocket, fair enough. It's a bearish thing, but if we reject it from here, to me, it's like you're cementing that as resistance again, as it has been, before when we came back here. Let me just keep zooming back until we find it. It's been really big resistance before. So if we come up and reject from it again, to me, it's it's not good. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. We've not really got too much else to go over. There's no bearish divergence, I don't believe, right now. Let me have a look. Bullish or bearish? Oh, there is bullish divergence to the low, but that was a bit of a quick wick divergence, so not all that. But pays to know that it's there, I guess. So yeah, bullish divergence pays for the long to be a bit more comfortable in that one. But yeah, bullish divergence to that low, no bearish divergence. But it was interesting when you were coming down here. You had it wicked out and it took out a load of shorts, and then it created this weird bearish divergence here. Was I saying bearish? I meant bullish. This is bullish divergence between these two lows. But it's been rather weird, the CBD, up around here with that type of thing going on. But yeah, right now, in a long, in a short, where do I expect it to go? The weekly open would be a really nice place to take along. If lost, it's going down. I'm repeating myself now, but if not, I'd like to come and really reject from the previous week high. I'm done because I keep repeating myself.
That's all good. I don't really have much else to add. I'm going to try to get a workout in before going to a ball game today. So, yeah, I don't see any questions in the chat. I feel like we've laid this out really, really well. So the levels are the levels. They've been the levels. Trade the range for what it is. You guys know the spiel. But if you'd been doing that over the last couple of weeks as we've been up here, you'd have made a pretty good chunk of change. That doesn't mean blindly trade the levels. It just means mark them out. If the signals are there, take the trades that are available and, make money. So definitely do that if you're not. Otherwise, you're probably just gambling, and you're going to make some money. And you're definitely going to lose a lot of money as well. But quick stream today, 20 minutes. Everything should be marked for chapters for anyone that wants to go back and rewatch any portion of it. But otherwise, thank you guys for coming in, smashing the likes, all that jazz. If you guys have any interest in learning how to do some of this stuff, obviously you can go over to leadingcrypto.io. That's our one plug of the day. We've got educational services there. All the information you need is there. It gets you in the Discord as well if you're not, and you're good to go. So everybody, trade safe. Have a good Thursday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning.